is Heart Research Month. We have Nikki Stamp with us, and now also joining us is an expert in cardiovascular health. Welcome, Professor Martin Ugander. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's a privilege for us to have the experience of two heart experts on the couch today. So I'll direct this to both of you. As we just saw with our mate Gus, weight and exercise are a key to maintaining good health, especially regarding the heart. We're big on exercise here. How big a role is that going to play in your overall heart to health?
Well, I think exercise is something that's very important for not just our heart health, but our overall health and well-being, including our mental health. But it's sometimes one of the hardest things that we have to do. There are lots of barriers, including feeling like you don't know how to do something or not quite sure where to start. But any exercise that you can do is very important, particularly when you consider 70% of us don't even meet the bare minimum.
How quickly do you see an impact if people start exercising on the health of the heart?
Oh, that can be easily observed in the hours after the exercise, yeah.
Well, shockingly, heart disease kills one Australian every 29 minutes. That's 50 people every day. I did not realise that those were the statistics. It is staggering. So, Martin and Nikki, is this the same around the world? Are we better, worse in Australia?
Australia is typical for the Western world. Unfortunately, we try to, often there's a discussion of the acute heart attack. Somebody dies suddenly. But there's also the slow killer, the heart failure. Maybe someone had a heart attack or other problems that then led into heart failure where the heart is pumping inefficiently. And that's just as bad as having most cancer diagnoses with regards to survival.
Okay, so Nikki, I know that last year we looked at women's heart health with you, which is an area that you specialise in. How do heart symptoms present differently between men and women?
So there's a few things that make women's hearts slightly different to men's hearts. Firstly, there's a biological difference. So, for example, we see a slightly different pattern of disease in women. We see different symptoms. So women may not get that typical chest pain, which makes it really hard for the woman, as well as her healthcare providers, to pick up that something's going on. And then we have a really big gap in the research. So most heart research has been done on men. So we don't necessarily know that the treatments or the investigations that we have for heart disease, which are getting better all the time, work as well in women. And what this means is that women are more likely to do poorly when they get any kind of heart disease diagnosis. So it's a massive, massive problem.
Martin, this is your area too, and I believe there's some new research coming out. Can you explain what your research team have discovered?
So our research team uses MRI to image the heart. And there we've been able to measure that the blood flow to the heart is consistently higher for women compared to men, but the space between the cells is also consistently higher in women compared to men. And this is something that was a little bit surprising to us. And we're trying to understand what could that be because, and what kind of consequences could that have for health and disease. And now we're going back to the drawing board from the MRI scanner back to tissue samples. We have people who have died of non-heart related causes, and we have the opportunity to go back to their hearts preserved in the Sydney Heart Bank to see, are there in fact differences on the tissue level between men and women with potential consequences for treatment?
So this is a different kind of MRI, like a high-speed MRI, am I correct? I'm very...
Yeah, there's a lot of different things one can do with MRI, in particular in the heart. We can do very high-speed imaging, which is a technique we just recently developed, but also we can measure physiological properties, how the heart is functioning, how the blood flow is coming to the heart, how the spaces between the cells, things that we haven't been able to see before.
And what difference does that information make for you?
Well, it gives you diagnosis. Without diagnosis, you don't know what to do with the treatment. And then once you have the treatment, you can revisit that again and follow up the effects of treatment. And that's so essential to understanding disease and knowing that our treatments are doing the good that we hope that they're doing.
And how new is this?
So it's a surprising developmental tsunami that just keeps coming. There's a new wave every year. The brilliant physicists that can reprogram the MRI scanner together with us on the medical side work to develop things. So to measure the blood flow is something that we developed only 2 years ago. Wow. And the high-speed imaging that came out in December. So it's something that's constantly coming, and we're working hard at it.
You're not impressed? Nikki's impressed?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to hijack the whole show just to talk to him.
If you want some support around heart research, go to our website for more details. Martin, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
From Maintaining a Healthy